and different agencies that relate with us on daily basis, the Organization of Nigeria, NAFDAC, CAC, all of these agencies, we have articulated the issues that make it difficult for us to really work with these agencies and what needs to be done, such that the Ease of Doing Business Council is able to follow through, this piece of information. And apart from that, we are also engaging our members a little bit more in form of, especially the SMEs, in form of training, entrepreneurial development, and also enlightening them on the current realities and also finding opportunities for them. These are all of the things we are doing within the chamber. But beyond that, speaking with the government every day and giving the government feedback, the things that they will not be able to see on their own. Give them constant feedback. These are the things we are doing right now, and it's going to be partnership.
How about in terms of achieving national competitiveness?
No, in terms of achieving national competitiveness, the chamber cannot do it alone. It's still working with government and the private sector, and on different angles. You look at the national growth plan and recovery plan we have in our hands now. It's articulated a whole lot of things in technology, in IT, social inclusiveness. If we do all of those, our competitiveness is coming up. Somebody said yesterday that how come that no mention of fight against corruption was made in the 140-page document? I said, well, maybe it's been taken for granted because, again, you cannot achieve what you have in that plan without sustaining the war or fight against corruption. So, like I said, what we do is to give government feedback. And where we need to shout or where we need to advocate, where we need to, we do all of those things like we've been doing it before. And I can tell you that part of our advocacy is the result we're seeing this week, and we'll keep on supporting the government, working hand in hand with them to improve our competitiveness index.
And then the plan, of course, targets a growth rate of about 2.19% for 2017 and 4.18% for 2018. How realistic do you think are these projections?
Wow, it's quite ambitious, especially the 2020, I think 7-point-something%. It's quite ambitious, But what is for us to even come out of the recession? And we've seen oil price, can I say, stabilizing at mid 45, 50, and 50 something, and also the confidence coming back in the Niger Delta, where I've seen expanding output base. So it's nice, but at growth rate of 2% this year is remain to be seen. But when we see what we do this year, because for fourth quarter we've seen the growth rate about minus 0.5%, coming down from minus 2.4% in the third quarter.
Minus 1.5.
Yeah, yes. So we believe and we know that this year we're going to come out of recession, but how much it is going to be labor driven, sustainable, remains to be seen. The dollar is coming in from borrowing, the euro bond, increases in the sales and even better price of crude oil. These are the sources, but we have to build this recovery on labor. We have to build this recovery on non-oil. That is also what we're talking about. And we need oil to get out of oil. So what we do with the oil money, what we do with inflows from the sale of bond and all of these things matter. And finally, restoring confidence in the economy. Over the past 2 weeks, we've seen the central bank doing a lot on with exchange rates and intermittent intervention. Gold up, gold down. We want things to be sustained. By the time we're able to solve the foreign exchange crisis and restore confidence in that space, it will go a long way to attract or encourage people that are sitting at the fence, either to bring in the export proceeds into the country, or to even invest either in greenfield or brownfield investment. A lot of investors still believe in the potentials of this country, but the challenge is lack of confidence. They don't believe, so we need to do these good and right things over time for this confidence to come back.
But then, Dr. Wani, would you agree that instead of trying to build the confidence level of the international, or instead of looking at first trying to build the confidence of international investors, we should start on the domestic front? We've had these conversations.
Confidence is confidence. Once you build confidence, confidence is a public goods. There is no confidence for international or local. Once you do the right thing, it incentivizes your local investors and your foreign investors. See, the indicators and the drivers of foreign investors also drive the domestic. So we're not asking anybody to concentrate in doing things that attract foreign investors. No, you just clean up the business environment. Make sure that your tax system is seamless, not double taxation and all the fees and fine. Make sure that your post system are working. Make sure that it's easy to register business with CAC. Make sure that when there is dispute, I can easily get redressed through the court system or whatever system. You know, these are ease of doing business we are talking about that impacts on the decision of both local investor and foreign investor. You know, so you do the right thing. The only thing you do to attract foreign investors is to put the price of bond, you know, up there and the hot money flows in. No. Outside that, that is why we normally emphasize on ease of doing business, because everybody wins, both local investors, foreign investors, but government even wins more.
And also talking about those key sectors that were highlighted, we talked about agriculture, manufacturing, and of course the power sector, industrialization. These are also very key. In this aspect, what's LCCI doing?
Yeah, in this aspect, what we have done, especially power, to start with power, because we've been talking about adding value to agriculture so that we can export and even consume our own. Without power, we can't go so far. So something needs to be done. Something needs to be done, and what we're doing, as you said, we have a power group in the chamber. You know, it's a very strong group now. We formed it about 3 years ago to also complement the work of the Minister of Power. You know, give them feedback as much as you know, and the necessary reform that need to happen. We need to have power. You know, the target is about 10,000 megawatts. We've been talking about this target over time now. But even the 10,000 is not even enough to satisfy or supply power to our industrial sector. But we just need to start from there and see how private generation of power and even cluster method can help. But it's a very big problem, and it's not a problem that can go away with this medium-term plan on ground.
But then you are confident that at least it will be implemented more than 50%?
Wow, that is for for government to answer. I'm confident that the private sector will continue to sustain pressure and appeal on the authorities to implement all of these plans.
Dr. Vincent Wani, Director of Research and Advocacy of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, Business Morning continues after now. Stay with us.